I have been receiving so many nice comments on videos that I posted almost a year ago, and I'm not sure what happened, if I've been recommended on people's YouTube subscriptions, but it has been really cool talking to you guys. And I was surprised to see that my channel had about 70 subscribers. This is just bananas because I started this channel to share recipes with friends and family when we were all on lockdown, and it's just cool to see that it's grown to 70 people. I actually have a video that I filmed maybe a year ago, but I started to get embarrassed of filming myself, and I didn't love the way that I looked in this video, but I thought, you know what? Since there is a bunch of really nice people watching, I will finish editing this and upload it and see if you guys like it. And if there's a chance that you would like to see more videos, I can think about filming maybe more recipes or baking and breads as we head into the cold Canadian winter. It's really nice getting to meet all of you, and I hope you enjoy this video. This is a loaf that I made a few days ago, and just look at all of those grains. It's so delicious. It's still super fresh and soft, and it has been so nice and hearty every day this week. We can't stop eating it. For grains, we're going to need chia seeds. If you don't keep your chia seeds in the fridge already, you need to start, because if you don't, they actually die. So keep them in the fridge if you want to get the most out of your chia seeds. We need some wheat germ. We need flax seeds. These will need to be ground for the recipe. I like to grind mine fresh, but if you have already ground flax seeds, then that's even better. You'll need some rolled oats. I don't use quick oats, I use minute oats. I like the large flake. I find quick oats kind of turn to mush in a lot of baking. You'll need some brown sugar, salt, yeast. This is just instant yeast. It's not bread machine yeast, so just the instant stuff. Some type of oil. It really doesn't matter which. You can use coconut oil, sunflower oil, peanut oil. This is just that terrible bad for you vegetable oil. And along with all of this, you'll need water and flour. I just use all-purpose flour that I buy from my local mill. I don't use bread flour or anything like that. My first step is always to grind up my flaxseed, since I like to buy them whole and grind them fresh. I'm going to take 4, maybe 4.5 tablespoons of whole flax seeds and grind them up. So in the end, once I ground that all up, it looks like 2/3 of a cup, maybe 3/4 of ground flaxseed. And I just want to pop this into a separate bowl for now. To this ground flaxseed, we're going to add our wheat germ. And then in the same bowl, we will add our chia seeds. And then to all of this, we want to add 1/3 of a cup of rolled oats. Now, to your rolled oats and grains and everything you've put in there, you're going to mix in your water gently and then set that to the side for about 5 minutes so those grains can soak up all of the moisture. Now, make sure you follow your own bread maker instructions, but for mine, I need to add the liquids and oils and sugars first, and then add things like the flour and grains last. So that's what I'm going to do now. First, we're going in with 1.5 cups of water. I've got a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of your oil, 2.5 teaspoons of salt. And I know that seems like a lot, but with all of these grains, it really helps develop the flavor. And then we need 3.5 cups of our flour. On top of the flour, I want you to pop in all of those grains that have been soaking. 2.5 teaspoons of the yeast. And that's everything. We're gonna put this on the dough cycle, and I want you to babysit it for the first 10 to 15 minutes or so, just to make sure that nothing's sticking. I like to stick a spoon in there and get things off of the corners of the bread maker while it's going around, just to make sure there's no dry, crumbly bits of the dough that are not getting incorporated. You can see here the dough really came together. I didn't add any extra water or anything. I just left it to do its thing. Now, once your dough cycle finishes, you're going to see that the dough hasn't risen as much as you would think it would. And what I want you to do is just leave your bread maker plugged in, put on a 30-minute timer, and just leave that dough in there to rise for another 30 minutes. Now, after that 30 minutes, you're going to take the dough out, put it into a bread pan, and form it into a little loaf. And then I want you to let it rise again until it's about 1 or 2 inches higher than the edge of your bread pan. Mine's been rising for about 30 minutes and it's not quite the height that I want it to be. I am going to turn on my oven and start preheating it to 350 degrees. And I'm going to keep this out for another 10 minutes, and I think that's going to do it. That last 10 minutes really helped my loaf get the height that I wanted in it. I don't really fluff around with how fancy my loaf is when I put it in the bread pan, and it always looks a little rustic when it comes out. Something that I always do is I cut around the edges and loosen the edges of my loaf of bread when it comes out of the oven. This is just because we use coconut oil in all of our baking pans, and things stick a little more easily than traditional oils and sprays that other people use. So I loosen my bread out, and then I take it out of the pan to cool on a cutting board. And something I learned recently is I have been placing my loaves of bread on their side of my cutting board, and that helps them keep their height while they're cooling. It's pretty awesome. And that's it. That is the easiest ever multigrain bread, the best multigrain bread recipe that I have found so far. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks for watching to the end of this video. Hope to share another tired mom cooking video with you guys soon. That's what I should call these. Tired mom cooks. Tired mom bakes.